this, see? Is that enough for you? Da, 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 da. Brought to you in part by St. Croix Rods, best rods on earth. Strike King Lure Company, #1 in fishing lures. Ardent, pure performance, all-American. This week on Extreme Angler TV. See what I mean? Where did you go, huh?
Today I want to introduce you to a new bait we got coming out in 2013. This is a shed pole.
We'll be right back. Where's my good sticks, huh? Where's the good ones? Hey, welcome back to Extreme Angler. This week I'm going to answer a few more questions I get on fishing lakes that have largemouth bass, you know, either your cottage lake or lakes that you're visiting or lakes you like to fish. You've heard there's good largemouth bass, but there's not a lot of weed. You know, Lake Scugog and Rice Lake and all the lakes down in the US that have lots of weed, you know, Gunnersville, fantastic frog fishing and topwaters, you name it. But if there's not a lot of weed, and there's good largemouth bass populations, what you got to do is find those small little pockets of weed. Largemouth and weed go hand in hand. If there's largemouth in the lake, I guarantee you they're going to find those little pockets, but it's your job to find them either on the edges, on drop-offs, real tight little pockets at the ends of lakes, at the beginning, near creek mouths and rivers and different things where there's some oxygen or shallower water, muddier bottom that hold those largemouth, or rock with weed around it. Trust me, when I say if you find rocks in shallower water, there's a good chance there's always going to be a little bit of grass around it. If there's grass around it, that will attract the largemouth. So today, soft plastics, some jigs and things like that. I'm going to put my baits in those high potential spots, on the small spots, looking for largemouth bass, so you can do it on those lakes you go to as well, looking for largemouth on rock-oriented lakes. Let's go get some. Now, I'll give you a great tip for fishing lakes with a little bit of vegetation. Sometimes I'm doing more driving around than actual fishing. I'm looking for those little pockets. You won't see them unless you drive along the shoreline and stuff, but you got to be careful because a lot of rocks, you know, protrude and stuff like that. You just got to watch where you're going. But if you drive around, look for down trees. I got binoculars in the boat, and sometimes I'll just look for little grassy pockets, little holes like this. You'd be surprised. Out there, you can't see it. When you get close, it's like a whole new ball game. Pads, arrowheads, a tree down, different things. So just pay attention when you're driving around slow. You don't have to boot it. Take your time. Look for those little pockets like this that potentially can hold those big bass. Ready? Yeah. On that rock, it's got a little bit of weed beside it. It's got a chunky fish in it. Not a big giant fish, a chunky fish. Look at that penetration right through. X point, thank you. He's just a nice chunky fish, eh? Beautiful. It goes to show you where the rock comes out, a few little pads, arrowhead section, nothing else around. Fish find it. Let's put him back. One. And just dissect the heck of these small areas that have weed. I'm gonna fish shallow and I'm gonna go deep. By deep, I mean I'm gonna follow out the weed. If it goes out a little ways into the rock, 6, 7, 8 feet of water, wherever they are, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep going around and around, dissect those same spots, believing that those fish move in, move out, depending on the sun, cloud, you name it. And it's these little pockets make a big difference. A little pocket in a little cove. You know, one big fish could just find this little spot and live there all season long. But you gotta dissect it. Look for the little holes in the shallow stuff. Weed, pad, you name it. Find the good stuff in the big stuff. As for baits, I'm gonna keep it real simple today. Rodents, the 4-inch sliding tungsten sinker, 25-pound fluorocarbon, 7-foot heavy action St. Croix Legend Extreme. They have different options, you know, but something with a little bit of flash, you know, the small Pro Model jig with a junior KVD chunk in the blue with a contrasting green pumpkin. And for sure, my little rodent in the California craw, always ready, but I got different size weights too. You know, 3/16, 1/8, 1/4, depending on how shallow I'm gonna fish, or I'm gonna fish to deeper edges. And then last but not least, for sure, one of my favorites, the good old jig with the Rage chunk. You throw that in, those little tails, just go down, just flap. They make a little bit of vibration, the fish see it, the fish eat it. See how I bounce that thing? I don't play around. I want them to hear it. Make them rattles go chick, 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 chick. Track those big bites. No time for subtleties. You want that big bite. Pick up that jig, KVD chunk, junior chunk, and go to town. This bait might find some of the bigger bites for me. Come on, jig. Find a bass, huh? Good clumps out here, boy. There's somebody prowling in there. Yep, see? What did I say, eh? By them rocks. Oh yeah. Good old Mr. Jig, huh? Jig and Rage chunk. Just finished saying too, huh? Bouncing it. See the rocks right in here? They got markers there too. You bounce it. He's not a giant fish, but it sure is a bass. And I love you, bass. You know why? Because you make my day. Go on, get right back in those little chunks. Little bit of rock. Fun fishing, man. I'm telling you. And a lot of guys pass it up. They want to go to the lakes with lots and lots and lots of weed, mat and grass and all kinds of stuff. Sometimes I look for the ones that have a little bit of weed, because those largemouth are forced into the spots where I like to fish, where they are. Let's go. Now look at this stuff here, okay? All rock, trees, you name it. All kinds of stuff that possibly largemouth will find their way to if there's a little bit of grass, okay, trees for sure. But I found a little area, small pockets. See the pads, arrowheads, dock, and it's just these little pockets where you're gonna find the majority of the better largemouth. Now they'll also spend on those little ledges and edges and that kind of stuff. They'll adapt, they really do. They find what they wanna hide in, doesn't matter. If there's largemouth in a lake, there's a little bit of cover, they're gonna find it. But what I wanna find is those bigger fish in these smaller pockets like this. Look at you. A little bit of pads, eh? Look at that. A little bit of grass. Again, no bragger. But man, I found a small little pocket of some weeds. A lot of flats too. It's got those little, I call little silver dollar, this little bass, eh? But see this stuff? It's just really silver dollar stuff. And it looks good. But you know what? Even the smallmouth inhabit that kind of stuff in these northern lakes. But I wanted to come over to this dock, fish some of these pads, and got a small one. See this stuff? Just a big rock sticking out of the water. You think to yourself, no way. But it's tapering down, and I just see small little pockets of weed. You know why? There's arrowheads right there, arrowheads here, and it's just something that these bass on this rock-oriented lake can relate to. It might not look like the best stuff, but on lakes that have a lot of rock, a little bit of weed, you gotta find small things like edges tapering off, tapering down. And those bass will find those spots, those little ledges and edges. I'm finding those little pockets, the little deep spots along the shorelines that potentially those largemouth are gonna sit in, like right here. Just a little bit of grass, not a lot, just enough for a fish to hold to. When you break off, retie, take off a little bit of line, 1/4 ounce sliding tungsten tour grade sinker, X-Point 4-aught. I just do a real simple knot, wrap it around 3, 4, 5 times, come back through the loop, put it in, grab the hook, wet the line, pinch it down. I check it, tighten up, and I just slowly pinch it like that. And the little rodents, 4-inch, California craw, green pumpkin with red and black, and a bright red contrasting with black. It's amazing. The best of both worlds. Looks natural as heck with the green pumpkin, and it just attracts those bites with a little bit of red and the black contrast. So I go down about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, push it around, push it over the hook eye, turn the bait up, then I find a spot a little bit farther down, come out through. That's it. If you want to fish in your real heavy stuff, near the wooden stuff, I'll take this, pinch it up, and just pinch it very, very slightly over the nose. Once in a while you gotta check it, but you can throw that virtually anywhere. Take the bottom, split it up. You're all rigged and ready to go again for more bass with less grass. Come on, come on. Little pocket of grass. Largemouth are like pike. You put any grass on any body of water, they'll find it. Especially if there's not lots of it. Now, is it ideal largemouth water? Hey, largemouth live in the lake, I want to fish it. A little largemouth, huh? Just in that little edge, look at him. Just a small one. And once again, in a small patch of weed. Just a chunker, look at them. Look how nice they look, eh? I love these little bass, like little footballs. Look at that, where you got it too. When you got them at the top of the mouth like that, they can swim forever because they ain't going anywhere. Nice dark fish. Go on. Small pads, small grass, hopefully big bass. Let's keep going.
Hey, I'm Kevin Van Dam. I'm gonna go over and start watching Extreme Angler TV. That's what you wanna do when you're off the water if you wanna learn more about catching bass on your favorite lake.
And now it's time for the Cottage Angler, presented by St. Croix Rods. Best rods on earth.
Hi, I'm Tim Blackley, Strike King Pro Staff. Today I want to introduce you to a new bait we got coming out in 2013. This is a shed pole. It's a new design. Strike King come out, has terrific action in the water. When it swims through the water, you can see this little tail, it vibrates and creates a lot of action and a lot of flash. Generates a lot of strikes. This new bait comes in 12 different colors. We got colors for muddy water, dingy water, clear water, whatever your conditions are, we make a color for it. This right here is a chartreuse and white, which works great. Water's kind of cleared, a little bit dingy. This is a good color for that water condition that we have here. If you get down in Mississippi in some of your muddier lakes, you want to go with a brighter color. This is a orange with a chartreuse belly. That'd be a real good bait if your water's muddy or has a good dinge to it. And when you get into some of your clearer lakes up north, this color here would be good. You got a blue back with a chartreuse belly. It mimics a minnow or a little shad that's in the water. That'd be a great bait for clear water conditions. We talked about the shad pole earlier. Now I'm going to show you how we fish around these docks. You look for these shaded areas, and if you can find some structure, it's even better. What you want to do is just flip it right against the dock, let it free fall. So you want to stay in contact with your bait though, in case you get a hit. Let it sit, do a couple little small jigs, let it sit still. If you get a bite, set the hook. If you like crappie fishing as much as I do, when you go into your local tackle store, look for the shed pole. It's a new bait from Strike King, and it's killer. You'll catch more fish.
But when you find these little pockets, you start seeing all the little holes in there, potential hiding spots. And that's where those big fish find them, boy. Because Most guys are driving over looking for the pad beds, looking for the slop piles. And those bigger than average fish are sitting in this stuff. And as for rods, I got the 7.4 Tournament Legend Bass, rigged it up with an Ardent Edge Elite Killer 20-pound fluorocarbon with a little jig and a small KVD chunk. Tournament Edge Fish-O-Flage on the 7-foot heavy action St. Croix Legend. Again, 20-pound fluorocarbon, sliding tungsten sinker, 3/16, pulls them out of that real heavy stuff. Last but not least, phenomenal Legend Tournament Bass, brand new rod this year, 711. I got that with the Ardent F700, 25-pound fluorocarbon, half-ounce jig with the Rage chunk. And you know what? I'm not expecting a whole bunch of fish in certain areas. If I get 2 in one area, fantastic. But it's looking for those bigger fish on those lakes with the rock, a little bit of weed, trees, you name it. Anything I can find that largemouth love to live in, I'm gonna go fish it. I'm looking for stuff that the largemouth like. A little bit of weed, a little bit of grass, just something they can relate to. Then I can fish those spots efficiently over and over and over again. Come on, somebody home. Where's the big one? This is some nasty looking stuff. You know why? I say to myself, okay, there's not a lot of weed, a little bit of pads, some arrowheads, but there's some rock tapering down, some trees in the water, limited access for the fish to hide in. I like that. And you throw that rodent and you swim it around, almost like a Carolina rig, bringing it back to you, bumping the bottom. With that tungsten sinker, you'll find them. Where did you go, huh? See what I mean? Oh yeah, see? Oh, look at that. You see? Taking my time, huh? On the down tree. You almost got messed up. Oh, just got you in the side of the face. That's a nice fish, eh? You know where he came off of? Look at that right there. And I'm sitting on the front of it right now. Oh my goodness. Rocks right there, tree right here, nothing in between. A big old fat bass. Gonna go in there and take a picture. What do you think? Yeah, me too. Love you, bass. You fight so good, huh? Put that on. See that stuff? Black granite rock. Nasty stuff. It can do damage big time to your boat. But when you put trees in the water and a little bit of grass near it, you know what's going to be there? The lake's got good populations of largemouth, big largemouth. That's where they're going to be forced to go to. So you fish slow, methodically, picked up the rodent, swam it out, 8 feet, let it go down, and work it, by in the bottom, let it bounce. All I felt was the line going, whack. He tried to tangle me up, but we got him in a boat. We take some pictures of him. We're gonna let him go, and hopefully find a couple more, even bigger than him, in tiny pockets. Big bass. Yes. Whew. Hey, look. Do you think anybody else fishes here? Do ya? Oh wait, I got a bite. I got a bite. Maybe somebody's marking their hot spot right here. Or they have to practice their casting. Come on, fish. Where are you? Where are you hiding, eh? Ooh, look at this grass. Holy moly. Oh, I guarantee you there's a fish here. Oh yeah, there's gotta be. This looks like a good little spot. See? You take your time on those trees. Look at that one, eh? Wow, nice thick fish. All like nothing stuff. All rocks and stuff, just rocky. You say to yourself, okay, where are the largemouth gonna be? Wow, this lake is almost void of all the stuff that I normally fish. Pads and all that kind of stuff. You go around, and I'm fishing areas where there's not a lot of weed. So I gotta find trees, I gotta find small patches of pads, logs that are sloping down and things like that. You know, I wanna fish for bass. I know there's bass in these lakes. The thing is, I gotta find those little isolated spots that the largemouth find. You gotta drive around the lakes a little bit, look at things in the water, and then get closer. You know, watch your sonar, look potentially where the fish can be. When you do that, you're gonna catch them. Let's get back at it and see if we can get a couple more that are a bit bigger than him. Look at this. Holy cow, eh? Look at the size of him. Is that a big bass or what, hey? Where's he got it through the nose? Hey, is he hooked good? Let's see. The dog can get him here. Sometimes you gotta reach down like this and get him like that. Look at that, hey? What did I say about going into crazy little spots? Look at the size of him. Is that a giant? Is it? I'd say that's a giant. The big, beautiful fish. Easy, you. Look at the mouth on that thing. That's the kind you can catch when you go to lakes that have largemouth and smallmouth bass and not much weed cover. You find the right stuff, you find these fish. I think this fish is going for a picture, don't you? Oh yeah. He's big, and he's gonna end up on Extreme Angler TV. I love you, big girls. You're so beautiful. Look how big you are. Yeah, you've endured up to 3 and 4 pounders. But the emphasis, like I said earlier, go out, try something new. New lakes, new adventures. It'll make you a better fisherman because you'll have to adapt, not just go to the same docks and logs and rocks and all that kind of stuff and weed beds. You try new things, you broaden your horizons. You go out, you have to adapt. You have to try baits that are proven, rodent, jig, craws, different things. You do that, you're gonna catch them just like that. But please, be respectful and let them go after some pictures. I think my heart rate's almost going down a bit here. Then I will regroup and find another weed bed and hopefully another one like that. Whew. Now that's why they call me Big Papa. Da, da. That's what I'm talking about right there on Extreme Angler. Real big, scary brutes. All over the place on all your lakes. Hold on, you. Ready? Go on there. There he goes. So there you got it. Fish all the lakes that you like that have, an abundance of largemouth, but find those little dissecting spots, little spots that you drive by and think, maybe. If they haven't got a lot of options, the big largemouth are gonna find it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Extreme Angler TV, because the lightning's coming, storm's coming, and I gotta go. Fish hard, fish extreme, fish safe. And if you want more Extreme Angler, go to our website, extremeanglertv.com, and I'm sure you'll find us on all your popular social networks, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, because I know you're gonna like us.